What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How's it going? Now today is July 30th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comments section below. But we're going to start off here in Washington, D.C., We'll finish up in New York City, and our first vendor is going to be the Base of Ops vendor. Here we go.
Pleasure to see you.
And starting off at the top, we have the Glory Days. This is the named P416 with perfect nearsighted as a talent. And this week it comes with armor damage as that bottom attribute, and that's actually not bad. All of the attributes are fairly high, and damaged armor is a good one. So, I mean, if you're looking for a laser beam of an assault rifle, this is one to pick up because perfect nearsighted gives you 100% stability, but it does take away quite a bit of your optimal range. Now moving on with the weapons, we have a tactical vector SBR 9mm, damage to armor as well. What? Okay. Pick up this vector. This is a really good vector, and remember, the vector SBR 9mm can carry the most magazine size. I know that it looks low right there with 19 just sitting there stock, but I promise you, you can get that thing up really high. Out of all of the vectors, this is the one that carries the most ammo, but it does have a lower base damage as opposed to the 45 ACP. I like the 45 ACP vector because you can put flatline on it. But this is the one where you can put, you know, Optimist on there with a higher magazine size and just go to town. Moving on, we have a military G36. This one with rate of fire and killer. And then finally a card 45 with accuracy and determined. Looking at the gear items, we have a Alp Summit backpack with status, skill damage, and bloodsucker. And finally a Murakami chest piece with efficient, health, and crit chance. Looking at the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.1, drone damage reduction 4.9, turret +1 extra mortar, and sticky bomb blast radius of 4.9. Now, must buys, things to look for from the Base of Ops vendor. I mean, if you like more stability on your weapons, the Glory Days is a good pickup. But besides that, I would just say check out the Vector. Put whatever talent you want as that bottom talent, and then just optimize those attributes, and you're good to go.
Your business is appreciated.
All right, now that is it for the Base of Ops vendor. Now let's check out the Countdown and Clan vendors. And remember, they are in New York City and Washington, D.C., but I'm going to show you them right now at the base. That way I don't have to show you them in New York. Now, starting off with the Countdown vendor, we have the Whisper. This is the named rifle with perfect behind you. Not really a weapon a lot of people were sought after when it came out, and ever since that season ended, this weapon's kind of just been swept under the rug. However, if you do not have this fully proficient, just remember that you can pick it up and donate duplicates to make this one fully proficient and increase your expertise levels. That way you can have these items fully proficient without ever really having to use them. And the Whisper is one of those that qualifies for that category because it's a 3-round burst rifle with perfect behind you. That is really not a good talent. So I don't know. It's just me. Let me know. But I would say pick up the duplicates, make it fully proficient, and then move on. Next we have a Lavoisier. Lavoisier. This is the named Electrique backpack with perfect galvanize. Now this week it comes with skill damage and health, and really, I don't want either one of those for the perfect galvanize. I like using perfect galvanize, especially for legendary content, but the first thing is you need better normal attributes. That way you can change that core attribute to a armor core, and you can have more I don't know, play with this backpack and help out your teammates. And then finally, for the Countdown vendor, we have the Anarchist Cookbook. This is the, ooh, This is a must-buy. Holy moly. Pick up the Anarchist Cookbook right now at the freaking Countdown vendor. What? Armor regen and crit chance. So you could go double crit, you could go crit headshot, you could go armor regen headshot, you could keep it as armor regen and crit. I mean, you could go armor regen status, you could go crit status. There are so many good combinations with armor regen and crit as your base attributes using it with this backpack. I mean, armor regen is perfect with a status build, especially if you're using it with the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece, or you could go crit, which is also amazing for, like, say, an Iron Lung build. I mean, there are so many good things you could put with the Anarchist Cookbook. Most definitely pick this one up. Holy mackerel. All right. So, I mean, that's a good... I mean, so the vector from the base... And then we have, I mean, that's 2 back-to-back must-buys. We have a Vector and a Perfectly Wicked back. That's not bad at all. Let's see what the clan vendor has to offer. Hey, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I'm getting carried away here. I'm too busy, like, trying to praise the vendors. Nah, man. Shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. We're on all platforms, and we're an active clan that plays every day. So check us out, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. If you want in, you just have to find me on Discord. The link is in my channels About Me. And once you join my Discord, there are a few different tabs that you can put your name for the clan. All right, here we go. Clan Havinder.
Good to see you, Agent.
Starting with The Big Show. You guys remember that wrestler, The Big Show? Wasn't he, like, called The Giant? And then people were like, you're not Andre the Giant. And then he changed his name to Big Show. I forget. Anyways. All right, so we have The Big Show. This is the named LMG with Perfect Thunder Strike. And this one with max LMG damage, the damage to targets out of cover. And then what I would do is just recalibrate the reload speed off for, say, damage to armor. And then you would already have 2 out of the 3 attributes fully maxed out. That's really not bad. And then remember, they did tweak Perfect Thunder Strike to where now it's amplified damage to shock enemies, and you immediately shock a person on your 3rd kill. So this is a good LMG to pick up. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Looking at the gear set items, we have Breaking Point Mask with crit hit damage. That's not bad for a rifle build, but I would probably want to go for crit chance over crit hit damage for that rifle build. That way I could change the weapon damage to an armor core or just max out the weapon damage. Following that, we have a Striker Mask, which is really strong. This one, crit hit damage, perfect for, like, say, the Incursion, something like that. You could definitely pick this one up. Even the Dark Zone, even PvP. And even, like, legendary content. What you could do is just make the weapon damage core an armor core, and then just have, like, a super tanky striker build. I mean, let's be real. That's one of the best builds in the game. And then finally, for the gear set items, we have a Rigger pair of knee pads with crit chance. Looking at the high-end items, we have a Paratrooper SVD with rate of fire and steady-handed, a Carbine 7 with swap speed and killer, a Black Market RPK with armor. Ooh. Yo, that's like a max. That's like a really good RPK. So you have the damage to armor, you have the damage to targets out of cover, and you have the LMG damage. All you need to do is recalibrate that talent for whatever it is you want. And with it being a Black Market RPK, it does have the long underbarrel rail attachment slot. And what this does is it gives you flatline. So you can put the link to laser pointer on here, and then all of a sudden you can run this with flatline, and then you're good to go. I mean, that's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. I like it. All right, so let's see here. After the RPK, we have our high-end gear items. Starting with the Douglas and Harding backpack with Energized, Skill Haste, and Max. Armor Regen, not bad. Brazos de Arcaba's backpack with Armor Regen, Hazard, and Composure. Interesting. Brazos. You could do that with like a tank build. Okay. Moving on, we have a Fenris pair of gloves with crit chance and armor regen. Again, another good combination. You could go double crit. You could change the weapon core to an armor core and then use this for like a tanky AR build, something like that. I mean, not bad at all. Or you could change the armor regen to a headshot and then go crit headshot with an AR. And then finally, we have Heliguard knee pads. Perfect hazard and armor regen. That's amazing. You could use this for pretty much any sort of armor regen hazard build for the Dark Zone or for just solo gameplay anyways. Remember, when you use 3 pieces of Heliguard, you get 2% armor regen, which is amazing. It's the most armor regen you can get out of anything as far as a set-wise. And very worth it. Very, very much worth it. Highly recommend. And then looking at the mods, we have Crit Chance 5.0. Hive Health 8.2, Skill Duration 8.9, and Chem Launcher and Snare Duration 7.9. Okay. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. The Big Show's not bad. The Striker Mask is really good. The RPK, just put Flatline on it. The Brazos isn't bad. I would probably go with Adrenaline Rush. The Fenris glove, I mean, and the Heliguard. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 items just from the clan vendor. That's ridiculous. That's a really good vendor reset so far. All right, let's get out of the base of ops. Let's shake it off. This might be a fluke. I don't want to get excited yet. But those were some stacked vendors. I'm trying to get over it, but all right. Now here we are at the campus settlement, and let's see what the campus vendor has to offer. It's not the lowest prices. Let's see if it's the best gear, though. And starting with the Ekham's Long Stick. This is the sniper with perfect ranger, near max marksman rifle damage. Ridiculous. This is a really good sniper. You could pick up the Ekham's Long Stick. What I would do is just recalibrate the rate of fire off for, say, damage to targets at a cover or damage to armor, and then that's it. It would be 1 optimization for that marksman rifle to be maxed. You would already have the bottom attribute max, and then you could just work on your headshot damage whenever you want to. Not bad. Ekham's Long Stick. Wow. Wow. Moving on, we have a M700 Tactical with max swap speed and behind you, gross, and a Black Market M60 with max LMG damage, damage to armor, and damage to targets at a cover. What? Okay, well, this is another great LMG, and this one also has long underbarrel rail, so you could put the linked laser pointer on this as well. So that means you could also use the flatline talent on here and get amplified damage. Okay. So that's 2 weapons right there out of the 3. Lingmo Mask with armor regen and repair skills. The repair skills I'm not too worried about, but the armor is decent. It comes with armor regen, and you could easily just put explosive resistance on there if you want to double down that for Lingmo. You could go crit armor regen. You could go hazard. There's so many different ways you could make that one work. And then finally, dude, an Araldi holster with max weapon damage and headshot. Like, come on, they're just giving these items away right now. Recalibrate the health off for crit chance. You would have max crit chance, max weapon damage, and headshot. Like, come on. They're that's perfect for a marksman rifle build. Okay, let's look at the mods. Repair skills 15.6, Chem Launcher damage 4.3, Hive health 7.9, Pulse cone size 6.2, and Trap duration 5.7. So the Ekham's Long Stick is a good one. Just make it damage to targets at a cover. The Black Market M60 is a good one. Just change the talent to Flatline. Lingmo isn't bad. I would just, take off the repair skills for either crit or hazard or explosive resistance, pretty much whatever you want. And then the Araldi, like, just switch health for crit chance, and then you have a freaking perfect Araldi holster for your marksman rifle. And then you could use that holster right here for the Ekham's long stick right here. Like, come on. Giving it away. All right, so moving on from the campus, now it's time to go to our Dark Zone vendors, starting with Dark Zone West. West, let's go. Oh, and a reminder for all of the Dark Zone vendors, they only take DZ resources for currency. So go to your resources tab, and just above the keys, you'll have your DZ resources. So you can see right here I'm at 219 out of 999, and that means if I need any more Dark Zone resources, I have to go into the Dark Zone and either open up the little blue boxes for DZ resources, or I have to deconstruct contaminated items in my bag into DZ resources and then extract them. But with that being said, let's jump over here to DZ West and see what they have to offer. And starting with the Baker's Dozen, this is the named Classic M1A. This one with Perfect Lucky Shot and Damage to Armor. I mean, that's a good combination. I would personally just go for the normal Classic M1A and then just put Flatline on there. But this is still a really good weapon. If you need it or you want it, this is a good one to pick up. All of those attributes are decent. And like I always say with that bottom attribute, you either want damage to armor or damage to targets out of cover. Moving on, we have a M870 with preservation and crit hit damage. And then a LVOAC with damage to targets out of cover and rifleman. I mean, those are high attributes for that rifle. I'm just not a big fan. You could just change the talent for whatever it is you want and you're good to go. Not bad. Looking at the gear items, hold on. Right there, y'all gear gloves. Pick these up right now. Y'all gear gloves at DZ West. Pick up these gloves right now. You can go double crit. You could go crit regen. You could go crit hazard. Anything you want, pick up these gloves. Remember, 2 y'all together gives you weapon damage. 3 will give you pulse resistance. And you have hazard just from the one piece. You can pair this up with the Hollow Man mask. You can. There's a lot of things you can do with y'all gear. And it's exclusive to the Dark Zone Countdown and PvP. So this is one of the only times you're going to see it from a vendor. Dark Zone West vendor. Pick up these y'all gear gloves. And then finally we have the... Oh, hold on. We have to do the other ones, right? Future Initiative gloves with armor regen. Not bad. Rigor knee pads with status effects. And Overlord Armaments knee pads with headshot and skill haste. Looking at the mods, we have bleed resistance. 8.4, not even worth it. Seeker Mind healing, 5.9. Shield holstered regen, 4.1. Firefly +1 max target, and decoy duration, 6.0. Now, must buys from DZ West. The Baker's Dozen wasn't bad. The LVOAC was okay. But really, the y'all gear gloves, for sure. Mint. Pick them up. All right. And we need to take our talents south to the deep south, DZ South. Here we go. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing and ring that notification bell. We do daily division content. And here we go, DZ South. The Dark Winter. Pick up the Dark Winter right now. There you go, DZ South. Pick up the Dark Winter. It has max crit chance. All you need to do is recalibrate that bottom attribute for either damage to targets out of cover or damage to armor. Good to go. Dude, this is becoming one of the best vendor resets I've seen in a long time. All right. Moving on, we have a MP5 with magazine size and breadbasket, a military AKM with reformation and swap speed, and a officer's M9 with vindictive and accuracy. Looking at the gear items, we have Negotiator's Dilemma backpack with crit chance. Wow, that's pretty good. That's actually really good for Negotiator's Dilemma. Not bad at all. Breaking Point chest piece with armor regen. Badger Tough backpack with energize, status and skill damage. And then finally, a Bellstone chest piece with crit hit damage, status, and tag team. Looking at the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.2, drone damage 4.3, turret health 7.8, and sticky bomb blast radius of 4.9. Now, must buys from DZ South, get the Dark Winter. The Negotiator's Dilemma backpack isn't bad, but it's costly. I would rather just go for the Dark Winter. All right. And before we go to DZ East, we need to make a pit stop to the castle settlement. Don't forget about the castle. And what I do is I go to the descent entrance. That way it's a little bit quicker. You can run straight over here to the dog. Pet the dog, Ransom. What's going on, Ransom? Oh, yo, I pet the dog. Aw, Ransom just gave me the cold shoulder. I see how it is. I see how it is. I like the other dog in New York better. Nope. Did I say that out loud? My bad. My bad. I mean, what? All right, castle settlement. Eckham's long stick again. This one, not as... I mean, it's okay. It's not as good as the other one. But again, just take the bottom attribute and either recalibrate it to damage targets at a cover or damage to armor, and you're good to go. Moving on, we have a covert SRS with damage to armor and strained. I've heard a lot about this weapon, so I might try it out. This one, damage to armor, strained. You could easily just change the talent for whatever it is you want. Whatever it is you want, I would probably go determined, to be honest. On a marksman rifle? Yeah, probably go with determined. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. And finally, for the weapons, we have a classic M60 with damage to targets at a cover and damage to armor. All you would have to do is change spike to flatline, just like the other M60 I showed you earlier. Another great one. I mean, look at that total damage number. It's already at 171. Yeesh. That thing would hit like a truck. And then looking at the gear items, we have a Grupo mask that you could easily make double crit. Just recalibrate the weapon handling to crit hit damage, and you could have Grupo mask with crit chance and crit hit damage. Not bad. And, ooh, that is a perfect Providence holster. Perfect. You can change the weapon damage for an armor. You could change this to double crit. You could just keep it the way it is and max it out. But this is exactly what you want, because remember, Providence, the one piece gives you headshot. The two piece gives you crit chance. And this one already has headshot and crit chance, so no matter what you do with Providence, you can make it even stronger. Not bad. Not bad. Wow. Looking at the mods, we have Repair Skill 16.2, Chem Launcher Duration 4.2, Hive Duration 4.3, Pulse Health 14.5, and Trap Shock Radius 5.9. But the Eckham's Long Stick isn't bad. The Covert SRS is good. The Classic M60 is good. The Grupo is good. And the Providence is good. Holy shit. That's the whole fucking vendor. I'm sorry for my language. I'm sorry. But this is a good vendor reset. What's going on today? What is this? Are we in an alternate reality? I need more vendor resets like this, man. All right, here we go. DZ East. Remember, I do the alpha checkpoint. That way I don't have to run all the way through the main entrance, okay? So here we go. DZ East. And starting with the White Death with... Hold on. With damage targets at a cover, you could just change behind you to determined. Holy moly. That's a perfect White Death. I mean, yeah, you would have to optimize those attributes a little bit, but just change behind you to determined, and that's a perfect White Death. Dude, what is going on? White Death, DZ East, pick it up. The Relic. This is the named marksman rifle with perfect determined. This one, crit hit damage. But the attributes are high enough on this one as well. Just change crit hit damage to damage to targets at a cover or damage to armor, and you're good to go. And then finally, we have a M249 Bravo with max optimal range and frenzy. Looking at the gear items, we have Tip of the Spear mask with headshot, Breaking Point holster with crit hit damage, Zoo mask with skill haste and explosive resistance, and finally, Oh, man. Helicard holster. Pick this one up as well. Holy crap. So the Heligard holster here has double crit, which is nice already. But what you can do is you can either make it crit chance armor regen, or you can make it crit hit damage armor regen. But either way, this is a really good holster to have. And the armor is already high enough to where you could change armor regen to one of those attributes and max it out, and then optimize that armor maybe twice, and it will max it out as well. Really good, really good. Heligard is really strong with that armor regen increase to 2%. Highly recommend. Wow. Okay. I'm saying wow too much. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop. But these damn vendors are pretty stout this week. Holy moly. Repair skills mod 16.1. Chem launcher radius 5.9. Hive duration 4.1. Pulse cone size 6.5. And trap shock radius 5.7. I'm like laughing because I don't remember the last time we've even had a good vendor reset. Oh man, is this what we've come to? We're just happy when we have a decent vendor reset. Jeez. All right, so from DZ East, must buys, things to look for. The White Death is a good one. The Relic's a good one. I don't care for true Tip of the Spear or Breaking Points. I'm just going to skip those. But this Heligard holster is definitely a must buy. Definitely. I mean, that's another 3 items to talk about just from that vendor. All right, let's go to our last vendor in Washington, D.C., and this is going to be the theater. The theater. Let's go see what's over here. At the theater. Big money, big money, big money. No whammies. And starting with the Tsunami, this is the named shotgun with perfect pummel. In this one, it's okay with the attributes, but what you could do is just recalibrate the crit hit damage off for, say, damage to targets at a cover, and you're good to go. Following that, we have a tactical Super 90 with reload speed and sadist. You could easily use this with a Ridgeway's Pride build, a bleed build, and just change the reload speed to damage targets at a cover. Super 90 is not a bad shotgun, pretty fun to use. And finally, we have a lightweight M4 with damage to targets at a cover and killer. I mean, again, with the rifles, I'm not a big fan of the rifles. However, damage to targets at a cover is what you would want on that rifle. And this gives you the opportunity to change killer and put like flatline on there and get that amplified damage from flatline, and utilizing that with the linked laser pointer. And then looking at the gear items, we have Overlord gloves with headshot and hazard, and then Palisade knee pads with health and hazard. Looking at the mods, Armor on Kill 15.3, Seeker Mine Health 6.2, Shield Health 4.3, Firefly Speed 8.3, and Decoy Duration 6.0. But the must-buys from the theater, the Tsunami's okay. You'd have to optimize quite a bit. The Super 90's okay for a bleed build. And I guess the damage to targets at a cover is okay for a lightweight M4. I'm just not a fan. A lot of things that are okay to good. It seems to be the trend today. Not bad. Not bad at all. Division 2, not bad. Nice little pep in my step after this vendor reset. I mean, that's pretty good. Most definitely the best vendor reset we've had in a very long time. All right, here we go. 2 more vendors, and then we're out of here. Marco at the top of the escalator, and then Roy Benitez just outside. Starting with the tactical UMP 45. This one, outsider and magazine size. Following that, we have a classic RPK with near max LMG damage, damage targets at a cover, reload speed, and sadist. It's all right. I'm not the biggest fan of sadist unless you're using it with a bleed build, but it is really, really, really strong. So what you could do is just recalibrate the reload speed for damage to armor. Use this for bleed build. You're good to go. Following that, we have a KSG Shoddy with stability, reload, fast hands, and a PX4 Storm Type T with in-sync and crit hit damage. Looking at the gear items, we have a Heligard backpack that is perfect. Holy moly. This is a great backpack for a tank build. What you could do is change the vigilance to adrenaline rush. You could change it to bloodsucker. You could change this to so many different things. Or you could keep vigilance on there for a little bit more damage. And then change the explosive resistance off for, say, armor regen or crit or headshot or anything like that. And just keep it with that hazard protection. Moving on, we have Cheska gloves with headshot and health. And Hanayu mask with status effects and max, near max skill haste. Now, the Hanayu mask, I would say, is a really good mask for skill builds. All you need to do is recalibrate the status effects for skill damage, and you're good. That is one optimization to max out the skill haste. That's really close to max. So just change the status, skill damage, you're good to go. And then looking at the mods here, crit hit damage 10.2, disorient resistance 8.2, drone damage 4.2, pulse health 14.0, and trap duration of 4.3. But the must-buys from Marco, the classic RPK is not bad for a bleed build, the Heligard backpack is really good for a tank build, and the Hanayu mask is really good for a skill build. Alright. And that will leave us with our last vendor of the video, Roy Benitez. But first, make sure you pet the dog, right? Make sure you pet the dog twice. There are 2 interactions. The first one is the same. You're petting the dog. But that second interaction, well, that second interaction is going to be random. There are different options. Let's see what the dog does this week. Oh, he's sitting. Oh, he's going to try to shake our hand. Look at that. Nice. All right. And our last vendor, Roy Benitez. Starting with the SIG MPX, optimal range and spike. No, thank you. Classic M44 with crit hit damage and reformation. No, thank you. UIC 15 with max armor damage and steady-handed. Again, no. And then finally, a military M9 with headshot and ignited. Looking at the gear items, we have a Yuzina Gattaca backpack with repair skills, status effects, and shock and awe. Interesting. Oh, okay. Araldi knee pads. These are good knee pads. What you would do is recalibrate the weapon handling off for headshot, and this is perfect for a marksman rifle build. There have been 3 or 4 marksman rifles that I have recommended in today's video. And I have also recommended another piece of Araldi. So you can match this one up with that. And remember, when you have 2 pieces of Araldi, you get marksman rifle damage and more headshot damage. So what I would do with these knee pads here, just change the weapon handling for headshot, go crit headshot, you're good to go there. Or, if you're nasty, you could go double crit. Not bad. And then finally, we have a Grupo mask with hazard and weapon handling. Looking at the mods, we have headshot damage, 7.3. Armor on kill, 15.5k. Shield damage bonus, 4%. Firefly skill haste, 6.1. And trap duration, 6.1. But the must-buys from Roy Benitez, really, it's just the Araldi, just the Araldi knee pads? Yeah, so it's just the Araldi knee pads for Roy, which seems to be the only vendor that doesn't have multiple items that I like. So, with that being said, we are concluding our weekly vendor reset and must-buys for today, July 30th. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you found this video helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing, and remember, we do daily Division content, so ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a single Division video. But that's it for me. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.